será, quién será, quién será el que me dé su amor, quién será, quién será. I can hear the sound of violins. We all will live on forever as one. Come to see victory in the land of fantasy. Loving mind, a new degree. Bring your mind to everlasting liberty. As you stay for the play, fantasy has a song for you. Going right will see you through. It's your day, shining day, all your dreams come true. As you fly in your stride with the wind as you fly away, give a smile from your lips and say, I am free, yes I'm free, now I'm on my way. To see victory in the land of fantasy. Loving mind, a new degree. Bring your mind to everlasting liberty. Winter city skies, crystal bits and snowflakes all around my head and in the wind. I'd no illusions that I'd ever find a glimpse of summer sea placed in your eyes. You did what you did to me, now it's history I see. Here's my comeback on the road again. Things will happen while they can. I will wait here for my mind tonight. It's easy when you're big in Japan. Oh, when you're big in Japan. Tonight, big in Japan. Tonight, big in Japan. Ooh, the eastern sea's so blue. Big in Japan. Alright, pray that I sleep by your side. Things are easy when you're big in Japan. Oh, when you're big in Japan. Tonight, big in Japan. Tonight, big in Japan. Ooh, the eastern sea's so blue. Big in Japan. Alright, pray that I sleep by your side. Things are easy when you're big in Japan. Oh, when you're big in Japan. Tonight, big in Japan. Tonight, big in Japan. Ooh, the eastern sea's so blue. Big in Japan. Alright, pray that I sleep by your side. Things are easy when you're big in Japan. Oh, when you're big in Japan. See that girl, watch that sea, digging the dancing queen. Friday night and the lights are low, looking out for a place to go, where they play the right music, getting in the swing. You come to look for a king. Anybody could be that guy. Night is young and the music's high. You can dance.
¿Cómo pudiese olvidar? I knew the song, the young girl with eyes like the desert. It all seems like yesterday, not far away. Tropical, the island rings, all of nature wild and free. This is where I long to be, La Isla Bonita. And when the song was played, the sun would set so high, ring through my ears and sting my eyes. Your Spanish lullaby. Beautiful faces, no cares in this world, where a girl loves a boy and a boy loves. Someone's gonna drag you up, bring it into the night for you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bainod, Bandra Gymkhana. Bainod, Bandra. Kashi aayi tum? Bade aaye? Are, very good. Lovely. Great to see all of you guys here as we unbottle the masala. You know what that is, right? Everybody knows about bottled masala. How many of you have got a few spare bottles for me? See, the minute I say that, Shama, your hand went down. What is this? Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a lovely evening of celebration, our second evening in a list of celebrations planned over 3 days. Hi Samir, how are you? I didn't see you yesterday. I believe you bought something really nice and I didn't see that. Do we have our chief guest? Oh yes, of course. So ladies and gentlemen, let me start by introducing and welcoming our chief guest for this evening. Air Vice Marshal Michael Fernandez is here with us. Let's hear a nice round of applause for Air Vice Marshal Fernandez. Thank you very much for being with us, sir. Thank you. So, today, I suppose you guys have come here prepared, right? You see all the visuals all around. There's some fantastic visuals we've created, and you're going to see some really interesting stuff on stage. And more than anything else, you're going to be soaking in an East Indian flavor. You know, I'm East Indian. A lot of people ask me, are you from South India? Maybe because of my color. But I'm not. I'm an East Indian. You see this? This is very EI. My friend Jimmy made this for me. Hey, let's give a round of applause for all of us here. Yeah? All of us Bandra Gymkhana members. Come on, lighten up, guys. Yeah. You know, so this evening we're going to have, my God, there's going to be a taste of everything East Indian, including the food, okay? We've got some great food, I'm told. Last night I went home hungry. They keep me here. They make me do these things on stage. Then after that, I'm preparing for the next day's show, it seems. Ask Daryl. Daryl, you were there. I never ate. So today, if there are some good people in the house that know me, please keep aside some of that lovely balcha and whatever else there is. Sarpatayal. I love fugyas. Taki, Sonja, please, just make sure there are some fugyas, okay? Very good. Okay. Guys, so are you ready to have a good time today? Hi, Goreen. How are you? All right. We're going to start today slightly unconventionally. You know, you saw a lot of talent yesterday on stage, ladies and gentlemen, all of which, or most of which, besides the dancers, were Gymkhana members, children, all of them. And today you're going to see even more of that. But to begin this evening's proceedings, like I said, I thought maybe we'll start in a slightly unconventional fashion. And I wish she could sing an East Indian song, but you'll have a lot of that later, and I'll be, whipping my handkerchief out and dancing away. But I want to introduce a young lady who is, well, a young girl, actually. She is one of our members, Randall and... I wrote this down. I should know this. Randall and Sonali's daughter. And her name, ladies and gentlemen, is Chanel Pereira. Great. Let's hear it for Chanel. She studies in Ababai Pettit School. And she's going to do a wonderful song from ABBA. And you know what it's called? Money, money, money. See you later. Chanel, take it over. Go up front.
I work all night, I work all day to pay the bills I have to pay. Ain't it sad? And still there never seems to be a single penny left for me. That's too bad. In my dreams, I have a plan. If I got me a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work at all. I'd fool around and have a ball. Money, money, money must be funny in a rich man's world. Money, 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 always sunny in a rich man's world. All the things I could do if I had a little money. It's a rich man's world. It's a rich man's world. A man like that is hard to find, but I can't get him off my mind. Ain't it sad? And if he happens to be free, I bet he wouldn't fancy me. That's too bad. So I must leave. I have to go to Las Vegas or Monaco and win a fortune in a game. My life will never be the same. Money, money, money must be funny in a rich man's world. Money, 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 always sunny in a rich man's world. All the things I could do if I had a little money. It's a rich man's world. Money, money, money must be funny in a rich man's world. Money, 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 always sunny in a rich man's world. All the things I could do if I had a little money. It's a rich man's world. It's a rich man's world. Thank you.
Wow. This is what I mean, ladies and gentlemen. We're all part of this fantastically talented Gymkhana, aren't we? One more round of applause. Come on. Wasn't she great? Fabulous. Okay, now that I've got you guys warmed up, let's begin with the slightly more formal part of the evening. And at this point in time, I'd like to welcome onto stage our president and trustee. Let's hear a big round of applause for Darryl DeMonte, who will say a few words.
Welcome, everybody, to the wonderful second evening of our celebrations. And we're just getting into the groove, as we can see. A very warm welcome to our chief guest, Air Vice Marshal Michael Fernandez, and his wife, Vanita. AVM Fernandez was born and brought up in Mumbai and commissioned in the fighter stream of the Indian Air Force in 1982. I was happy to find out that he's very much an East Indian himself, comes from Kotachiwadi. An alumnus of the National Defense Academy and a graduate of Defense Services Staff College, he is a highly experienced fighter pilot who has flown a ranger of fighter aircraft. He has completed his master's in strategic studies from the U.S. Air War College at Alabama in the U.S. He has held important field and staff appointments. He has been the chief flying instructor at the prestigious Flying Instructor School. The air officer has commanded a fighter squadron and a frontline fighter airbase in the western sector. As an Air Vice Marshal, he has been the Assistant Chief of the Air Staff Training at Air Headquarters in New Delhi and Deputy Commandant at Air Force Academy, Hyderabad. For his distinguished service, he is the proud recipient of 2 presidential awards, the Vayu Seva VM in 2004 and the Vishisht Seva Medal VSM in 2011. He is currently the Air Force Commanding Headquarters Maritime Operations from 2016. We also welcome our members and guests on this second day of our 80th celebration, where we are unbottling the masala. Just like our East Indian bottle masala is a mixture of secret ingredients which only the auntie who conjures up them knows, this evening is a concoction of many spices that are distinctive to our community. It is a feast for the eyes and all our senses, and this also gives us food for thought about our unique EI heritage. Food and drink are the markers of every community. They evoke many associations, not just the flavors and aroma, but sweet memories of the past. The secret ingredients of our mothers and grandmothers, passed on from generation to generation, the painstaking rituals in blending flavors, not just the cardamom and the cinnamon, but their loving and tender care are etched in our collective memory. After all, we are what we eat, and if we can add, we are also what we drink. The East Indian cuisines on special occasions like marriages evoke cultural memories and feelings associated with the community. Each ingredient in bottled masala is present in its own right, but the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Every community has its own masala, its unique blend. Maharashtrians have Goda masala, Bengalis have Panch Foran or 5-spice masala. The kitchen is at the heart of the home, or used to be. The piglings and ducks being fattened, the spice ground, and the huge variety of sweets are all part of our shared past, and one which we are commemorating today. The feast which we'll partake of today has been lovingly prepared by Lucia and Roger Drago, Avian Mesquita, and Ainsley DeMello. We are harking back to our roots as a club predominantly meant for East Indians, which lends us our own identity. In Bandra, only vestiges of this culture remain in our villages, so we need to celebrate it today. At the same time, we embrace many other communities in our membership, which gives us our own unity in diversity. The banana trees symbolic of our farming past have greeted us as we entered the gym, as did the umbrellas with the EI check sari motif. Also on display are the kandis, or strings of white onions. An EI special are the supras, or baskets, meant for winnowing grain. The harvest dance will draw in all these elements, as will the Umracha Pani before a wedding, where a band plays hymns at the village cross. Join in the festivities, and you will be rewarded with a glass of queimado, our own special blend, which is derived from the Portuguese word queimada, for burnt. Queimado itself is a delightful concoction of several things added to alcohol. After all, we must remember that the English drink known as punch has its origin in panch, or 5 ingredients, mimicking our own queimado. There are some who have a little, and others who have a little still, pun intended. But it is guaranteed to put us in the right spirits for tonight. Watch out for James Ferreira, who will weave his fashion designer's magic with costumes made from East Indian fabric, including the 9-yard Lugda sari with its distinctive colors, checks, and borders. While James hails from another East Indian stronghold, Katachiwadi in Girgaon, from where our chief guest also hails, the show will be choreographed by Anna Bredmeyer, who is as Bandra as they come. The cuisine, which is on display tonight, is largely East Indian with duck moil, cooked specially in the Drago kitchens, fugias, chitiaps, hand breads, and much more. So don't miss this culinary treat. But we also pay tribute to our sister cuisines, which is why we have Goan, Mangalorean, and Anglo-Indian food on offer tonight, signs of our shared past. If our theme for these 3 days is the presence of the past, continuity with change, we have to preserve and protect our East Indian culture before it vanishes right under our noses. We are a tiny community, so commonly mistaken for other Catholics, and we always have to explain what exactly we are doing on the west coast of India. I know from the experience of being involved with the Celebrate Bandra Festival that there are former members of the gym and non-resident Bandraites in other countries who have indelible memories of Bandra and the gym. We can take them out of Bandra, but we can't take Bandra out of them. The Bandra gym is the adhesive which binds us together and keeps us all aware of our roots, as tonight itself underlines. As Bandra grows skywards with high-rise apartments, complexes, where one not even knows one's neighbor, it is all the more vital that the past remains ever present in our collective memory. This is the foundation that the promoters of the Bandra Gym gave us, and it is up to us to take it forward and celebrate our distinct identity. Let us remain conscious of where we came from, even as we march ahead to our centenary in 2035. So, without further ado, we can now let the genie out of both bottles, the masala and the kimad, and let the pungent flavors and fiery spirit through the evening. With that, may I invite our chief guest, Air Vice Marshal Michael Fernandez, to say a few words. Give him a big round of applause.
Roger Pereira in absentia, sorry he's not here, who's the chairman and trustee. Daryl DeMonte, the president and trustee. Ajit Rodriguez, trustee, and Mr. Cornel Gonsalves, who's the convener and secretary. The members of the organizing committee for the 80 years celebration, members of the Salset Society, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I won't take much of your time because I'm standing between you all and the entire celebrations, but I thought I'd just say a few words. First of all, I want to thank all of you all for, I'd like to thank all of you all for having me here as the chief guest. Thank you very much. There are many in this august audience who probably have grown up with holding as ideals in my life. And so I'm rather humbled by being requested to be the chief guest. And I was wondering to myself what actually gave me this honor, and all I could think of was that possibly I'm the only blue-blooded EI who has got approximately 4,000 hours of fighter flying to his credit. And so I staked my claim. But being a EI and a fighter pilot has been rather difficult. It's not been very easy because I cut my teeth flying over Siachen during the Siachen Ops when I was very young. I'm sorry. I took part in the Kargil Ops. I was with the IPKF in Jaffna in Sri Lanka. I took part in the Op Prakram. And very often in life, as I went through life, there were nights when I'd sit up in a cold sweat and from this bad dream that I had. And I imagined that I had ejected across the border. I was captured. I was taken a POW, and I was strapped in this chair in the interrogation chamber. There were bright lights in my eyes, and there was someone who screamed at me, "Tell us!" And all I'd say is Michael Fernandez, 16967, Indian Air Force, because that's all you're supposed to say as per the Geneva Convention. And then they'd punch me up and hurt me and poke needles under my nails and rollers over my shin and inflict grievous pain. And after about 7 days, I could take it no more. And so I said, okay, I'll tell you all whatever you all want to know. I'll tell you all my CO's name. I'll tell you my unit. I'll tell you what aircraft I fly. I'll tell you what kind of weapons I carry. I'll tell you all the things. And as I said all this, they looked surprised and there was consternation on their face. And so I said, what? They said, but who wants to know all that? We want to get the bottle masala recipe. And then I'd look at Vinita, my wife, who has been a great support and brought up my son single-handedly. I was never at home. And I'd look at her for some reassurance. And in her sleep, she'd say, Michael, you're dreaming. Go back to sleep. But tomorrow, don't forget to ask Auntie Biddy for the bottle masala recipe. So whenever we did come to Bombay, it was only to collect our quota of bottle masala and meet other East Indians. That being said and done, I don't want to repeat what Daryl said because I also feel very strongly about being rooted. It's very nice that we have an organizing committee and the Bandra Gym that organizes things that keep this community together by having events like this. As we go through life, I've been through this for 33 years when I was away from here. But as I look forward and I think of social media and things like that, I do have a feeling that communities are going to be more porous. There's more interaction that's going on. Communities become porous. When you become porous, there's a greater chance of erosion. And there is a bright chance of us losing a lot of our values, customs, traditions. We won't have kandrins tied up like that anymore. We won't have soups and supras. So I'd like to thank the organizing committee. I'd like to thank Bandra Gym for having this occasion, keeping the community together and rooting us back again to where we all started a long time ago. And once again, thank you very much. I look forward to a good show tonight.
Let's hear it for Air Vice Marshal. Air Vice Marshal, if you can just stand up here one more minute. I'd like to get you back onto this podium. Because you're not to sing a song. So I believe Air Vice Marshal, as we all heard, is a true-blooded East Indian, right? Now, you know, yesterday, some of you might have been here, and we had that little skit on stage and whatever. So I just want to test whether you're authentically East Indian. I'm going to give you one clue, okay? And you have to give me the answer. Golden tiles.
Garavarti.
Okay, no, you were supposed to complete the sentence. So, golden tiles?
On top of the house.
Fantastic. Big round of applause for Air Vice Marshal. He's been very sporting.
On top of the house means Garavarti, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Of course, I do that. But I was doing the anglicized version. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So here we are, this beautiful East Indian community. Let's start by basically talking about two of the biggest questions all of us face. I said this earlier. You know, I get asked, "Are you South Indian?" And then I say, "I'm East Indian." They said, "Oh, so you must be from Calcutta." And I'm sure a lot of us probably keep getting asked all of these sort of questions. Are you guys from Calcutta? Do you all have anything to do with the East India Company? Well, the answer is yes and no in a strange kind of way. So this evening, hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to unbottle some of these really well-kept East Indian secrets. You know, I mean, there must be a lot of aunties in this gathering. They won't tell me how their bottle masala or how their mazapan is made. You know, I keep asking my mother-in-law, and she said, yeah, don't worry, I'll give it to Cheryl. Someday she'll know the recipe. So we'll unbottle all of these secrets and finally we'll reach, we'll learn about the truth as to what lies inside the bottle.